Because it's a different theology, right? It's saying that God wants to flow into your life. All that goodness wants to flow. So, ask for it. Ask the universe and set your intentions. Now here's what's interesting is that our thoughts, as we talk about in unity, are so, so powerful. And when we couple those thoughts with words and actions, oh my gosh, miracles can happen. So, I'll give you an example of how powerful our thoughts are. So I came home from work the other day, and there's my son Simon, and he's playing, and he's just filled with joy, and I don't want to take my coat off. And, because he's so filled with joy, I just kind of want to scoop him up and play with him. And so we're playing, and I'm holding him, and I get this intuitive feeling like, he's going to barf on you. And I realized he had just eaten. But I'm having so much fun playing with him. I don't want to take my coat off. And sure enough, in just a few minutes, barf all over. I wash it off. It has still that faint odor. But ask and you shall receive. And it's amazing how powerful our thoughts are. I had this intuitive feeling. But I coupled it with my own thought, I think he's going to barf on me. And he did. And so it works not only for the good stuff, but the smelly stuff, in our life. And it will come to us. So we have to ask, right? I remember thinking when we made our baby registry and we shared it with the church, and not just the church, but we shared it with you all, thinking, is this a little too much to ask for? I don't know. I felt just a little bit awkward. But my guess was that you all had fun buying little things, socks or a little shirt for Simon. And it was great because now I look around at the house and literally every single week I will look at something and I'll think of you guys, whoever gave it to me, and I'll just feel so much gratitude. And I just look around and say, oh my gosh, we have everything we need. And we're so grateful to all of you. It's such a continued blessing, in our life because we asked. Now, I think the most important time really to ask is when times are really tough. And this can be really the most challenging time because it almost feels like it's us against the world, and everything's down and we can't see a way out. But you remember that we are literally dependent on other people all the time, as I mentioned earlier. We are always dependent. So you have a system, you have a support system, whether you know it or not, that you can reach out to, and it's so important, so important. My brother lately has been really struggling with alcohol addiction. And he's admitted that he's an alcoholic. And he's got this wonderful support system around him. Wonderful support, people calling him, people saying, I'm ready to help you. He's so abundant with that. But he has to be willing to receive that help, right? He's got a brother that he can literally call at any time and say, I'm so spiritually abundant. I feel so grateful for that. And I can say, have you tried this? Have you looked at this resource? He could call me and say, what do you think about this idea, Jeffrey? Or what do you think about this experience? I would be more than happy to help and serve him. But you see, he's got to ask, and he's also got to be willing to receive. Willing to receive. Sometimes I look at the Christ-like beings that are on our planet, and I think about unity, and I say, why don't we go meet Jesus Christ? Because he's still alive. I mean, there's people today, literally in physical form, that are emanating that consciousness. But in unity, oftentimes we're hanging out, we're talking about a guy that lived 2,000 years ago. And that's really powerful in that his presence is still here. But there's other examples around. And they're emitting that same consciousness and doing many of those same things. But so few people know about that. Why? Because we have to be willing to receive. We have to open our cup to receive that. Now, one of the biggest aspects, I think, of receiving is to understand that maybe what is being sent back to us is a little bit different than what we expected. That kind of keeps us from receiving sometimes, right? Now, if you look at a birthday party, I used my birthday party earlier, we don't usually receive birthday gifts and say, I wanted the green shirt, not the blue one. Send it back. Right? We receive what we're given at our birthday party. But with God, oftentimes, that's not what we do. See, we're receiving gifts every single day from the universe. We're sending out requests, and oftentimes we say, send it back, God, that's not what I was looking for. I won't even recognize it as a gift. Now, this could be in the form of, sort of like my brother, people saying, hey, calling him up, do you need anything? Nah, I don't need anything. Well, here's a recommendation. Nah, I don't want to take that recommendation. It could even be a change of health. That could even be a gift that we're receiving from the universe. It may be that our body's saying, hey, slow down, take care of me a little bit more. That's a gift, right? Because if our body didn't tell us that, we could just fall over and die and not even know it. Us being sick is our body saying, hey, something's wrong. I need you to slow down. I need you to take care of yourself. That's a gift, but it's one that we may have not expected, right? We can be so hard-headed sometimes that it makes us really hard to receive. And so my invitation to you is to really trust the wisdom of the universe. Trust what is starting to be sent to you, because it may be a good thing that what you didn't expect is coming to you, right? It may be a good thing that those raccoons at Point Defiance are not getting the milkshake and the cheeseburger. So what we can start doing, I think, is we can start learning to interpret what is being brought to us as a gift. And this is something that I've shared with you before, and it's very challenging. It's easy when it's a good thing that's being brought, but what if it's a big challenge in our life? We can still begin to reinterpret that and see it as a gift. I don't like to do dishes, for instance. It's a smaller thing, but I can start to see that as a gift. I can go in there and see the big pile of dishes that's all dirty, and I can turn on the hot water, and I can get it super soapy, and the glowing light, my music going, and man, that can be a soulful experience. And I can really enjoy this thing I don't like to do, because now what am I doing? I'm reinterpreting what the universe is bringing me, these dirty dishes that are piling up in bottles, and I can start to have fun with it. Now you start there and you take it and you work with it at higher and higher levels, right? And you're late to work. Well, how can that be a gift? Well, maybe the traffic isn't as bad now that I'm late to work. Or maybe I get a chance to reflect how I'm late to so many things, and whoa, what is that saying about me? And how do I get this gift of understanding myself a little more deeply so I can release that? And you just keep working with it, right, at higher and higher levels. And after a while, you start to see all of life as a blessing, don't you? Even the very hardest things, which I've given you examples of before, you can start to shift the energy, and instead of sort of moaning and wailing and fighting everything that's a real challenge in your life, you can say, oh my goodness, there's this health challenge, or oh my goodness, there's this financial challenge. This is this opportunity for me to practice abundance principles. This is an opportunity for me to reflect on how I'm living. This is an opportunity for me to change how I'm living and experience life at a whole new level. That's a different energy from, man, I hate this, I wish it would go away. You see? That shifts our energy on all of life. Now, we might pray, for instance, like one of the heavier things, we might pray that we want to get well. I want to be well, I want to be well, I don't want to be sick. Well, it may be that the universe is actually sending us a blessing the entire time we're praying. And it may be that those prayers of I am well may have extended our life 5 years or 7 years. But we're not able to receive that or even perceive that because we're so busy wanting to be fully well. You see? We all want to have that, but we are receiving blessings all the time. And if we learn how to tune in, we can realize that all of life is a gift. So what I invite you to do is start to kind of clear your mind and just start to listen to the universe and pay attention. And just see if you can understand what is being brought to you. It may be different than what you realize, but you may be able to see, oh my gosh, this is actually just what I need to go to that next spiritual level. Now, when you start to realize that, and when you start to say, it's all a gift, it's all a gift, and you start to shift your energy, you can start to celebrate, can't you? You can start to say, oh my gosh, this life is awesome. The challenges and the joys, it's awesome. It is all taking me, it is all spiritually evolving me. It is all causing me like a flower to open every single petal of my being. And so I celebrate this next challenge, even though it's hard and it takes extra time. I'm going to learn how to step into that challenge with greater ease and grace. And you just begin to flip the lid, see, on all of these experiences, and you start to celebrate. Now, if I had 100 gold medals, I would hand them out to every single one of you. Because you have gone through so much in your lives. I mean, look at where you are. Look at how many things you have to celebrate. Look at how much you have been through in your life, and Spirit has been with you every step of the way, right? And maybe if you have challenges right now, Spirit's with you. Spirit is walking with you and blessing you in that challenge. So see it as a blessing and give thanks. And as you do that, as you step into that energy of gratitude, more good will come. As you shift, more good will come. So I invite you this season of Thanksgiving, as we kind of move into Thanksgiving, to really give thanks. And to really look at the blessings in your life this holiday season, and whether they're small ones, whether they're large ones, give thanks for them. And give thanks for the shirt on your back, One of my friends goes to the homeless people and he says, "What do you have to give thanks for today?" And he said, "Oh, it's a sunny day. You can start there." So remember, if you need something, ask. Ask the universe and pay attention and make yourself willing and available to receive, because it may not be exactly what you thought it was going to be, and that may be a blessing. And remember that quote, "For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds. And to the one who knocks, the door will be opened." God bless you all. And so it is. Amen.